Oh, hey, hello, everyone. It is your girl, Collins, for another Commute with Collins. Literally, what in the fuck? So, if you're new here, this is where I basically have meltdowns and no. We just talk in the car and we have such a great time and we talk about things. And I really was nervous if I actually wanted to do the topic that I wanted to do. Why am I wearing sunglasses? It is cloudy. So I kind of didn't really want to do this discussion, mainly because a lot of you don't watch wrestling. You don't, and that's fine. You don't have to like wrestling. You don't have to like the topic of WWE. You can totally opt out to everything that I'm going to talk about. But what I'm saying, I really actually want your input with. So, what you don't know, it could be a lot about wrestling, but WWE since probably about 2002 has kind of gone on like a slow decline. The average people don't spend their time or watch WWE, and that's fine. Everyone remembers the Attitude Era. They remember Stone Cold Steve Austin. They remember The Rock. They remember John Cena. They, remember the greats, The Undertaker. But do you know any wrestlers of today? If you're friends with me on Facebook, you know that that's all I fucking talk about. So let's get into why I'm talking about this. So last night I went to a pay-per-view. I wish I could insert a video right now, but I can't. I'm driving, and that's how it goes. But this pay-per-view was listed as possibly one of the worst because of how many rematches there were. It basically was like a previous pay-per-view. Not a lot has happened in the last coming weeks because Raw and SmackDown viewership and storylines have been so up and down, no continuous storylines. But it's not fair to say it's all been crap. It just all has been advertiser friendly. And you and I talk about advertiser friendly shit on YouTube all the time because how many of my videos have been just taken down lately? A lot. Why is there suddenly sunshine? This is the weirdest day ever. So, yeah. So, more and more companies are becoming more and more advertiser friendly. That's fact. We know this to be true. But WWE going from slashing faces, bleeding, chair shots to the head, diving headbutts, to basically a choreographed dance, to say the least, and taglines called "kick butt and take names." That's not convincing. So now that I've set the scene for you, last night the show was deemed to not be that great, and people were really annoyed that whatever. But honestly, the show was actually really exciting. It was really entertaining, and every match had exciting moments and different sequences. And when you go through move after move after move after move, there's talent on the roster, and it's a privilege to watch these people perform. And they build storylines, and it's exciting and it's entertaining. And the only match that sucked, unfortunately, was the main event, because it's not that Seth Rollins isn't great. Seth Rollins is a fantastic wrestler. It's because people don't really want to fucking see Baron Corbin. If you have no idea who this is, you can Google. It's a free cunch. So, if it was like Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe, I would love to see that match. Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan. We've seen it before. We saw it last week. I want to see it again. They're great wrestlers. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Oh, hell yeah. I would love to see that. But Baron Corbin is the type of wrestler that's not, oh my God, there's a llama. He's the type of wrestler that doesn't draw crowds. He draws heat. He's a bad guy. He does bad guy things. He beat up my favorite, Kurt Angle, at WrestleMania. I get it. The product compared to New Japan, compared to AEW, compared to Ring of Honor, compared to your local indie shows, hashtag 321 battle. It's not that great. But I wouldn't say it's not entertaining. But good matches start with good wrestlers, and that was the only time the crowd was like watching rest holds, and you know, it's when they do holds or when they're on the floor, or you know, they're not really like doing like big spots, that it's boring. And so you heard the CM Punk chants, you heard the AEW chants, you heard this is awful, you heard the bullshit, because it draws heat. It gets you, it gives you a reaction. And my main point that I wanted to make is that all these people have all these shit things to say about Stomping Grounds. But I want to know why. Like, why do people spend hours upon hours upon hours watching everything about WWE, following it online, watching continuous videos to just shit on the product? I've talked about this on my podcast when I ended my Patreon membership with What's Wrong with Wrestling. But I just don't want to be a part of a culture that all they want to do is shit on things. It doesn't make sense to invest time into a product just to shit on it. And those aren't the type of people I want to put in my life anyways. It's the type of people that, oh, this isn't that great, so I'm going to shit on something you like. Now, I wouldn't mind if it's like, oh, well, I'm shitting on it because, you know, the main event sucked. That's totally warranted. You can shit on the one match that sucked on the pay-per-view. But you can't tell me that Samoa Joe versus Ricochet sucked. You can't say that Drew Gulak winning the 205 Live belt sucked. You can't tell me that watching Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery sucked, because it didn't. It didn't suck at all. I mean, even Bayley versus Alexa was exciting to watch, and it did remind me of their bouts in NXT. But I just don't understand the people who invest time into wrestling just to shit on WWE. Oh, the show was terrible. No, you weren't there. Well, not a lot of people showed up. Yeah, it's not a big 4 pay-per-view. Yeah, well, Baron Corbin. Okay, that's valid. It's okay to critique matches and things and decisions. But to just say that WWE is shit, or everything about WWE is shit, and everything about WWE and the numbers and all this shit, guys, there is a reason why WWE is a multi-billion-dollar entity. It didn't get there by being shit all the time. I understand that. But it's a fucking business. And they're gonna do business how they want. Whether or not you like it or not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but you're not Vince McMahon. And if you are Vince McMahon, why the fuck are you watching my videos? I am not blonde, and I'm not thin, and I'm not a wrestler. Anyways, so I just want to let you guys know that I'm talking to the Simon Miller this Wednesday for a podcast that I'm not sure when it's going to come out. We're going to be talking, well, I want the conversation to go as to the place of why people shit on the product. Why would you watch Raw? Why would you watch SmackDown? And if you don't watch them, why even speak at all? If you're not investing in the product to know what the fuck you're talking about, or people who say, I haven't watched Raw and SmackDown since before WrestleMania. Okay, I understand why. I mean, it's investment in time and space. But it's hard to talk to people who constantly shit on product they spend time watching because it doesn't live up to their Attitude Era standards. It's a different time. It's 2018. It's generally a product for everyone. And the more butts you can get into seats, the better. But honestly, they don't need your butts anymore. I don't know. I've been Collins. You stay safe out there. But tell me what you think. Why do you think people shit on shit? Just to shit on it. This can be applied to anything. Makeup world, horseback riding world, I don't know. What are you into? Let me know down in the comments down below. And I hope you had a great weekend. Also, I almost got punched in the face at this event. So that's another thing we gotta talk about. Anyways, I love your face. Why the fuck can't people drive?